Now that the ceasefire between Israel and Gaza is holding and the streets are safer for the time being, UN surveyors will be out estimating the costs of repairing the damage. Now, Oxfam describes this particular offensive as the worst destruction of Gazan civilian infrastructure in nearly 20 years. Sources say rebuilding in Gaza could cost anywhere from $4 to $6 billion. That includes the cost of constructing new roads, new schools, housing units, and rebuilding the sole power plant that was destroyed by shelling. And then there's the cost of humanitarian relief. Now, Oxfam says there are now 100,000 homeless people in Gaza, a total of 200 schools and 15 hospitals destroyed. And as of August 1st, the UN has requested hundreds of millions of dollars for humanitarian purposes. That money includes $164 million for food in Gaza. Now, bear in mind that over 60% of households in Gaza needed food assistance before this crisis. They're also asking for $123 million for shelter, $31 million for drinking water and hygiene, $19 million for a healthcare system reeling from a shortage of medical supplies combined with power outages in hospitals as well, and $11 million for new classroom spaces. Now, we spoke with the Israeli tax authority who tell us there's been at least $11 million worth of infrastructure damage in Israel. The Israeli government has to reimburse civilians for their property damage. So far, they've received 3,700 claims, and many Israelis also had to take time off work due to the rocket fire, and the government will spend roughly $280 million reimbursing companies for lost productivity. Now, of course, whenever you're talking about the cost of war, you do, of course, need to recognize the human cost. More than 2,000 Palestinians have been killed so far, many of whom were civilians, along with 70 Israelis. Rebuilding may help society to return to normalcy, but many, many lives were lost, and no amount of money or rebuilding can replace that. For CNN Money, I'm Zain Asher.